They did it, man. They absolutely did it. The Heat got to steal the draft. They took Kasparas Jakucionis, the point guard from Illinois, with a 20th overall pick. I have been extremely critical of Pat Riley. I have. There's no ifs and buts about it. I have criticized him not making a move. And even though you could still make that criticism of him not making a trade, this is as good as a selection as he could have made. I am so ecstatic with Jakucionis coming to Miami. He was my 6th overall player in the draft. My 3rd overall point guard in the draft. This is a player I got a top 10 grade on. A clear-cut lottery pick, in my opinion. I would have to talk with other people. I do not know why he slid this far, but he was consistently mocked, at least in 95% of mock drafts, in the lottery. He fell to 20, and Pat Riley made the right decision to take the 6'6" point guard with shoes on that can legitimately change the trajectory of Miami. And I do not think I am hyperbolic by saying that, because that is how I feel about Jakucionis as a prospect. And if the Heat stayed in the lottery this year, didn't make the playoffs, and stayed at pick number 11, he probably would have been number 1 on my list to take him there. And the Heat got him at 20. We'll talk more about Jakucionis here as a prospect here in a second, but grade the Heat's pick. A, B, C, D, or F. I promise you, I do not say this lightly when this is a legitimate A+. I gave Kalel Ware last year, I believe, a B+. I gave Jaime Jaquez Jr. year before B-. This is an A+ for me. I mean, this is the player that I wanted the most on the board. And if you watched our video that I put out, Final Draft Targets, I had my top 10 big board for the Heat. But I also put out 2 prospects that saying, I don't think they will be there, but if they somehow were there, you sprint to the podium and take them. Those 2 prospects, Agor Demen from BYU, who went 8th to the Nets. The other one is Kasparas Jakucionis. Let's break them down. This is a player from Lithuania, 19 years of age, exactly 19.0, by the way. You see the height, 6'4" 3/4. That's without shoes. He is 6'6" in shoes, 6'7" and 3/4 wingspan. He is a physical guard. Look at that weight on him. I love it. We'll battle on the glass. We'll take you to the rack. God, I love Jakucionis. He's an excellent pick-and-roll playmaker. Ready for this? Graded out in the 94th percentile in pick-and-roll ball handling possessions this past year. Had a 26% assist percentage. He was the full engine of that Illinois offense. And some people might get on him for his lack of athleticism. Still had a 35-inch vertical. So I think the athletic ability vertically is better than what people think. He, I think, is a good shooter. He shot 31.8% from 3 this past year, but he shot 84.5% the line. What does that tell you? He's got good mechanics. That consistency will come from beyond the arc, especially when he shot 35.8% on his step-back threes. Now, he does turn the ball over a lot. There's no doubt about that. 23% turnover percentage. Only a 1.27 assist-to-turnover ratio. Not the best there, but that will come with development. That will come with coaching and come with not being the focus of the defensive attack at the college level. You see my ranking. Number 6 overall, number 5 guard. If you just look purely at point guards, Jakucionis is my 3rd. The only point guards that I had higher than Jakucionis, Dylan Harper, Jeremiah Fears. Only 2. That is how much I believe in Kasparas Jakucionis. I mentioned it earlier. I had a top 10 grade on Yak. And a lot of people are going to ask for maybe a player comp in the chat. That's fine. Better playmaking Spencer Dinwiddie. I do not want that to be taken lightly on Dinwiddie, because when he was at his prime, at his young age, moving around this first year in Dallas and those big years in Brooklyn, he was fantastic. I think Jakucionis will become the point guard of the future for the Miami Heat. I mean, this changes the entire outlook, in my opinion, of the Heat offseason. I really do believe that. Like, you just don't have a player of his age, his productivity, his handling ability to just fall in your lap at 20. Like, he averaged 5.7 boards and 4.7 assists. He is a good rebounder as well. He is physical on both ends of the floor. Is there questions about his ability defensively? Yeah, sure. I understand that. But he is a player that will unlock another level of offense. And if we're going to be quite frank with how Miami has been about the last couple of years, over the last 5 years, they've been bottom 10 in the NBA offensively every year. They've been top 15 in the NBA defensively every single year. So I believe Jakucionis will not only raise the ceiling of our offense, but the floor of our defense won't fall off that much. And we have talked about so much. Like, guys, I don't think people will understand this. Finding a true point guard that can help facilitate for Bam Adebayo and Kel'el Ware in the pick and roll. You heard what I said earlier. He's an elite playmaker. 26% assist rate. 94th percentile in pick and roll ball handling. You don't think that he's going to be able to create for Bam Adebayo and Kel'el Ware in the pick and roll? It's going to unlock another ability of Ware as a lob threat. And the Heat will be able to put much more pressure on the rim for opposing defenses. This also will allow Tyler Hero to slide to his more natural role as a secondary ball handler and as an off-ball guard that can come off screens and hit shots. I mean, this pick could not make me even more happy. I'm trying to figure out what could have happened tonight to where I would be happier than this, and I don't think I could find one. I really don't. Because even if that other player I mentioned, Agor Demen, fell to Miami at 20, I had Jakucionis higher on my board. We're talking about the 6th overall player in the class, in my opinion, coming to Miami at 20. I don't know why he fell. I mean, the things that I am concerned about is the turnover percentage, very average athleticism, not a bad athlete, but average. Those are my 2 biggest knocks because I believe in the shooting. I believe in the playmaking and the coaching. Unbelievable. I'm fired up. Jakucionis walked the stage in Brooklyn wearing a Miami Heat draft hat. If you want to get your draft hat for the Miami Heat, which I think plays just outside of today in the draft, get yours today at chatsports.com/Heat2025 draft hats. Get a bucket hat, black curb rim, white flap rim. I'll tell you one thing. When those Jakucionis jerseys go on sale, I'll make sure that we have a link for those because you know what I'll be buying? A Kasparas Jakucionis Heat jersey. That's how much I'm excited about this pick. All right, so I gave you my full breakdown on Yak. Let's see what Kevin O'Connor had to say, the Yahoo Sports, and then we'll round out today's show here. Jakucionis is a slick shot creator with a creative passing gene and a fearless scoring ability, carving up defenses with crafty finishes, step-back jumpers, and jaw-dropping passes. But as a freshman, he'd follow up those highlights with turnover brain farts that derailed the hype train. So once again, the one knock. Look at all the positive things Kevin O'Connor said about Jakucionis. Carving up defense, crafty finishes, step-back jumpers, jaw-dropping passes, scoring ability, fearless. The only knock is that he turns the ball over a little bit. And I'm supposed to be scared of that? Stop it. Stop it. I mean, this offseason could not have gotten off to a better start. I know Heat fans are upset. They didn't get KD. Can I make a statement? I'm going to make a fucking statement. If you told me that the Heat were going to be able to take Kasparas Jakucionis with the 20th pick, I wouldn't have traded for Kevin Durant. Because what have we said this entire time? The Heat need to pick a direction. They either need to go all in and trade for a guy like KD, or they need to commit to a youth build. There is no better start if you commit to a youth build than taking Kasparas Jakucionis to be the backcourt partner for Tyler Hero. You keep Bam and Ware, and then you can still make some other moves this offseason, moving off Andrew Wiggins, moving off of Terry Rozier, Duncan Robinson, maybe get even younger, get assets that help you create more cap space next year, and draft capital in the future. I feel like the Heat, it might have fell into their lap with Jakucionis sliding the 20, but this is a perfect start to a rebuilding and a reset to this Heat build. I think we're fully going in on the youth. Maybe they still trade for DeRozan. I hope not. I hope not. I hope not. Start with the youth. Let Jakucionis make his mistakes. Let him develop. Next to Tyler. Next to Bam. Next to Ware. Let's go as 4 get chemistry. You know what I love as well? It's already been reported that Kel'el Larson, that Kel'el Ware, that Kashad Johnson will all be at Heat Summer League. You know who else will be there? Jakucionis. So you're telling me I get to see Jakucionis work with Kashad, with Kel'el? With Kel'el? God. Give me the Heat Summer League now. Champions of last year, that will win again. Are you kidding? I couldn't be drinking more Kool-Aids, dude. More Kool-Aid. Couldn't do it. I don't know what got into me today. What a night, though. What a fucking night. I am fired the hell up. Are we doing this next weigh-in in the cut? Okay. Who should the Heat draft next? Don't have a second-round pick, but they could trade up and get one. Or make a trade overnight where they train away Wiggins or train away a Rozier or Duncan and get a second-round pick. Or they could just wait for UDFA. Either way, any prospect that you want the Heat to get in the second round or in UDFA, put them in the comment section. But that'll do it for today's show. If you haven't already, hit that sub button. And boy, oh boy, am I excited about this upcoming year for Heat basketball. I was very low. Thought it was not going to be a fun year. Yakucionis saved me. Thank you, Kasparas. Let's effing go. Kasparas Jakucionis, Miami Heat.